Everybody. Hope everybody had a good week. It's time for CAPI Live, so we're going to get started. We'll wait for some folks to come on in. Let me adjust this a little bit so you guys can see everything. There we go. There we go. Y'all just let me know when you come in, please, if you don't mind. Hope everybody had a good week. I know I did. Had a pretty uneventful week. All I did was work. And we'll get into that as soon as everybody gets here. Hey, Cora. Trying to get my label off of here. I don't get fussed at. Hey, John. Everybody's starting to come in. Y'all let me know you're here when you come in, please. Hey, Michelle. Michelle Heron. When it's Michelle, I have to say the name because we have so many Michelles. Michelle Bowen, Michelle Heron, Michelle Davis, Paramama, Michelle Rushing. We got a lot of Michelles. Seems to be the... Hey, David. Glad you joined us tonight. We'll give a little bit of time for everybody to get in. If you have not already done so, I think everybody here probably has, but if you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Ring the notification bell so you'll know when we're on every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And hit that like button for me too. I always like it whenever the like button is equal to the number of people that are in, because it means everybody likes it. So don't forget to hit that like button. Let me see if I can fix this so that y'all can see me and I'm not all cut up. There we go. That's better. So let everybody get in and we will start the show. You would think everybody would be ready at 9 o'clock because it's 9 o'clock every week. But not always the case. See, we got David, we got Michelle, we got Cora, we got John. There is everybody. John, if you could go and invite and share and all that good stuff. And y'all definitely hit that like button for me, please. That helps with the algorithm on how they show the videos on the random, on the homepage of YouTube. So really hit that like button for me. Thank you, John. I knew you was already on it. Anything I ask John to do, he's either already done it or is working on it before I even ask him. He's my radar. I am probably going to give out a breath today. So this may be a quick video. Depends on how my breathing does. My breathing has not been so great the last couple of days. It hasn't been so great the last week, but the last couple of days it's been really bad. And today it's been exceptionally bad. I can't catch my breath. So y'all that follow us on, or you follow for those of you that follow me on Facebook, you know that the medication that I was using ran out and I couldn't get it refilled because it's super expensive. So we're trying different avenues to get that fixed so that I can get some more medication, because that stuff worked really, really good, but it was really, really expensive. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. I'm gonna put myself on the prayer list tonight to get that figured out so that we can have a show without me huffing and puffing. I do apologize for the shortness of breath and probably all of the heavy breathing you're going to hear. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm trying my best to fix it. See, I just had to be patient with me. All right. Remember, if you will, please say hello whenever you come in so I'll know you're here. So that way I can see our numbers. I can match our numbers to who is here and see if that's correct, because the number of people on the live usually doesn't match the number of people that are talking. So it's crazy. I don't know why it does that, but y'all definitely say hello when you come in so I know you're here. That way we can get started. Have you tried the Good RX app? My dad uses that for discounts on his medications. Thank you, Michelle. I have tried that. It's still very pricey. The medication, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, the medication outright is like $3,200, and it's for 2 weeks. It lasts 2 weeks. So it's every 2 weeks is over $3,000 for this medicine. So it's like over $6,400 a month. And so, anybody that knows Paramama, my wife, knows that she is like a natural healer believer. She believes in natural remedies, and she is a self healer, and she's amazing when it comes to that stuff. A lot of the meds that the doctor put me on, I don't have to take. I do take a med, but not the med that they put me on. I hate prescription meds. Anything that you have to have a script for, I hate it. So Paramama has done research over the last year since I've been dealing with everything with the diabetes and the COPD and now whatever's going on extra with my lungs. She's been researching and learning and finding stuff, and now I have a pill dispenser full of natural pills, natural drugs, natural meds. None of them are over the counter. Well, one of them's over the counter for the nerves because I'm having to quit smoking because of my lungs. But yeah, she's been awesome. She's been really, really awesome. I don't know what I would do without her. She's my doctor. So everything is better except for the breathing, and that's because the one prescription meds that I was on for my lungs is that med that is so expensive. It's like over $3,000 for every 2 weeks. It only lasts. It has 14 inhales in it. You get hit it 14 times, and you do it once a day. So that's 2 weeks. So, but we think we found one that we can actually get it for like $15. The same med. It's we did try that one that you suggested, Michelle, RX, or what was the name of it? Good RX. Yeah, we did try that one, but it was still like $300-400, and that's still pricey for twice a week, or for once every 2 weeks, twice a month. So we did find she found another one called Prescription Hope. So if you guys have never heard of that, and you do have prescription meds, go check them out because they're amazing. Go check out Prescription Hope. And that's not an endorsement. I don't have anything to do with them. I just use them now. And my meds went from $3,200 every 2 weeks to $15 every 2 weeks. So that's amazing. She took 1,000% off. So that's crazy. Excuse me. I look forward to, we've just got to get in touch with the doctor tomorrow to write the script, the new script, and we get it sent over to Prescription Hope, and they get it started for us. And so hopefully I'll have that med. When I was on that med and I was doing it once a day, I have a little PRN inhaler that I do, a Buterol that I do PRN, but it doesn't really help that much. It helps for the moment, but not very long. But the big one that I've been taking once a day every morning is the one that we're trying to get done now. And it's amazing. It really is. It really cleared up the breathing. I wasn't coughing like I'm all the time coughing. I wasn't breathing really heavy and not being able to catch my breath and all that stuff. So now that Paramama found that new place that would be able to get that for a lot cheaper. So hopefully that'll work, and we'll be getting on that. All right. So I want to add, there's Dakota. I want to add myself to the prayer list. We'll get started on the prayer list. We have 8 people in now, 9, excuse me. I want to go ahead and get started on the prayer list, and then we'll get started on upcoming events. We got a big event coming up that I want everybody on here to come to. And then we'll get on with the show. Put me on your prayer list that everything works out with this med company, and I'm able to get the meds that I need to keep me breathing good, and so I don't sound like a weird telephone call at 2 o'clock in the morning where all they do is breathe. A pervert phone call. Pervert phone calls. Is that what they call them? I don't know what they used to call them. Prank phone calls or something like that. I don't remember what they used to call them. But I don't want to sound like that on here. So and I know I do right now. But we will definitely get that taken care of. And you guys throw out prayer requests to me too, please, because I don't remember all of them. So help me, John and Beth, if you're on. I don't know if Beth's on yet or not. But you throw out prayer requests for me, most certainly. Also want to add Margot and her dad. We're still praying for them. Margot's dad has cancer, colon cancer. No. And what do you need? This. There you go. So add Margot and her dad to it. Who else? Add my buddy's family, the Outlaw family, to the prayer list. Please remember I told you last week that my friend, whose name Outlaw, that really is his last name, is Outlaw. He passed away at a very early age, very young age. And so add his family. He doesn't need our prayers. He's in a heck of a lot better place than we are right now. But his family does need our prayers. So add Outlaw's families to your prayers as well. Let's continue to pray for breath. See, I need breath so much I'm saying it. Let's continue to pray for Beth and Tom. Beth is doing really, really good, y'all. I talked to her a couple of times this past week, and she's doing really, really good. She's doing a lot better with her meds. She's feeling a lot better. She's getting there. She's not home free yet. She's not all the way 100% back to working order, back to 100% yet, but she's getting there, very close. And so we're very proud of that. So keep those prayers coming for Beth, please, because we need them. Now there's more people on. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and hit the like button, please. The like button helps with the algorithm on how they show the videos, so please do that for us as well. Michelle Bowen needs to be on our prayer list. She has a surgery coming up. Let's see, where's John? Beth's healing. Oh, he already said Beth. He already said Michelle too. Showbell. Yeah, add John's wife Michelle to the prayer list, and also John's mother and sister. They have a COVID scare going on both sides of their family, so y'all add them to your prayers as well. All right. I didn't get any outside prayer requests this past week. I usually get 2 or 3 of those from people that want me to put them on the prayer list. I didn't get any of those this week. So just continue to pray for the people I already put on the list, and make sure that we remember everybody on the prayer list.
Stop. Finally.
I think that's it. If I've forgotten somebody, or if you guys want to add somebody, hey, Sunset. Afternoon, Cappy the man. I have an important question. What's your important question? They set the final court date for my brother and his wife adoption of the twins. It will be November 16th. Keep praying they get approved. Also, Michelle, yes, keep them. I remember she already added that situation to our prayer list. So yeah, let's keep praying for that. Absolutely, that everything goes well. That is not an easy process, I promise you. So make sure we add that to the Michelle Heron's brother, and is it brother and sister-in-law, or my brother, or his brother, her brother and sister-in-law, so that the adoption goes through, that they can get the twins. and they can get on with their lives and quit worrying about that stuff. All right, when you go to haunted places, do you ever get possessed or had your crew feel possessed? No, I've never been possessed. Sunset Walker. I don't believe in possession by an entity. I do believe in possession by a demon, but I don't believe an entity has the ability to possess anybody. So, but a demon would, but obviously, but no, that's never happened to me or to anybody on my team ever. So, a good question though. All right, so if I missed anybody on the prayer list, y'all throw it up there for me. If I don't see it, keep throwing it up there because it doesn't always show me the comments. I have to go back and look at them. I have to touch the screen to make them come up. That's why you always see my hand coming close to the to the phone, to the camera. I mean, so I have to go back to them. It never leaves them there. Never been possessed. Yeah, John says I've never been possessed. Me neither. An entity doesn't have that ability. All right. I remember the first video I ever watched where you were live streaming and a ghost orb flew by you, making your hair on your neck stand up. Yeah, that was the one on Nuke's Top 5, I think it's called, where the that actually wasn't an orb; it was an entity. It's a big difference. That was an apparition, but it went past me and said, "Hey." And later on, Nuke was able to get the "hey" in the audio and was able to share it. So that was really cool. I do remember that video. That's awesome. I don't think I'll ever forget that. That was pretty cool. That was in another room of this same house, across the hall that way. It was in another room, and that was really cool. We do have a resident ghost here that I invited here. His name is Toby. He is not very active anymore. He still lets us know he's here every now and then, but he just kind of coexists. I saw him a couple of days ago out of the corner of my eye, but as far as him doing anything, he hasn't really done anything here lately that I've noticed. But that, I don't believe what you're talking about, Sunset, I don't believe was Toby. I think that was something different entirely. It didn't let me know that. I bet the ghost was like, yeah, I'm on the top 5 videos joking. Right? I bet he was. I want to be on video. That's too cool. Yeah, he probably was. He probably said, oh, I'll get on the internet for this. I'll get on YouTube for this. So, and that wasn't long after we switched to YouTube either. That wasn't very long after we switched over to YouTube from Facebook. So yeah, that was interesting. So this ghost can take a full form that you can only see out of the corner of your eye. It keeps going away. I hate the way these things do that. No, that just happens to be what I saw that time, Sunset. I've seen the full form straight on twice. 3 times, excuse me. Well, the third time wasn't really straight on, but I've seen him twice, full form. It didn't look like a ghost. It looked like a little boy, a 9 or 10-year-old boy. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be that. I don't have to see it out of the corner of my eye. It just happened that's what I saw out of the corner of my eye coming out of the kitchen a few days ago. But I have seen him full form, solid, everything. So, all right, let's see. Another important one. Have you encountered shadow people? Yes. Like legit shadows. Yes, we have. Definitely encountered shadow people. We see those a lot. I used to see them a lot whenever I'd take a break from investigating for whatever reason for a long period of time, and then I would start to come back to investigating. I used to see them a lot. It was like this one shadow man that used to come to me a lot whenever I'd start getting back into the paranormal. I don't know if it was like a warning or what. I don't know what it was, but it used to be if I took a long period off for whatever reason, vacation, or sometimes we take, like right now we're on a investigation hiatus right now because of COVID, and we're trying to keep everybody safe. We're going to be starting back after our next big event. So yeah, I've definitely encountered shadow. Who's ready for CAPI camp? I'm ready for CAPI camp. Absolutely. Dakota's in the background going, me.
CAPI camp.
Yeah, everybody's ready for CAPI camp. That's a good segue right into the upcoming events. CAPI camp is October 15th, 16th, and 17th at Payne Lake. and that's Payne Lake in Moundville. Is that right, Moundville, John? Is that right? I think I saw that earlier when you posted it on Facebook that it was actually in Moundville. But you guys can go to our Facebook page. You can go to my Facebook page. You can go to John's. You can go to Paramama's. You can go to the CAPI Facebook page. You'll see it. It's plastered all over our Facebook page right now. John has done a really good job of getting that out there. CAPI Camp is, if you've never been to a CAPI Camp or if you've never even heard of CAPI Camp, you are missing out. CAPI Camp, if you're into the paranormal, CAPI Camp is the place to be. It is amazing and it is a lot of fun. It really is. We have such a good time at CAPI Camp. We go to different places. This next one's going to be at Payne Lake in, I think, Moundville, Alabama. The one after that is going to be at our new place in somewhere close to here. I don't remember what town it's in, but where we're going to be moving our horses and everything. Links to the CAPI Camp. There, thank you, John. John just threw up links to the CAPI Camp event. I think I missed a question. During Halloween, you should hand out flyers so people can come next year. Right. We don't do it just every once a year, Sunset. Hi there, this is not my weekend. Hi, Lynette. This is not your weekend. What do you mean? You having a bad weekend? I'm sorry. But yeah, we don't just do that on, we don't just do CAPI Camp once a year. Sunset, we do it throughout the year. We're going to do it a lot this year. 21 to 22, we'll be doing it a lot. So, because of COVID, we've kind of backed off a little bit. So we're going to do one in October. We may do one more before the end of the year, before the first of the year. Maybe, I don't know yet. I'm thinking about maybe we might do one in November. But if not, then we'll definitely be getting one in before summer starts. We'll hopefully a couple in before summer. But we love to go camping. We love to do CAPI Camp. Like I said, if you've never been to CAPI Camp, it is amazing. It really is. Friday, we kind of meet. Everybody does the meet and greet. We get there. We set up tents. We don't just send people out and say, here, set up your stuff. What we do is we set up like I get there, I set up my tent. And the next thing I do is I go around to anybody else that hasn't set up their tent. And I help them set up their tent. And then I go around, then me and that person will go around into the next. And it's just like, I try to get everybody involved and getting everybody set up, and we help out with that. We don't just leave people alone. Because sometimes we have new campers that's never camped before. And they don't, they just don't know how to put up a tent, because that's not something you're born with. And tents sometimes aren't very easy to put up. I've got one tent that's super easy to put up, and I got another tent that's kind of intricate. And it takes a little bit to put it up. I've seen tents that you need an engineering degree from MIT to get put up. But yeah, so we help out. We get everybody set up, and then once everybody's set up and everything's good, we'll start the fires and get the food cooking, and we eat and we fellowship, and we just have a good time that Friday night. That first night, that first day that we're there, we have a really good time. And then people can go hiking and boating and fishing and canoeing or whatever they want to do for that. For Friday, whenever, it just depends on what time they get there. I usually try to get there around noonish. John and I do. That way we can get the campsite set up and get everybody situated where they need to be. I like for at least one CAPI team member to be there before anybody else arrives. So we always try to at least have somebody there. It's usually either me or John or Josh. He's always early for everything. So we usually try to have at least one team member there before everybody gets there. And then, like I said, that night we do the fun fellowship and food. We get to know everybody we haven't never met. Then we make new friends. We cook. We tell ghost stories around the fire. Whatever you want to do, it's a blast. It really is. We have so much fun. And then that Saturday we wake up. The class is supposed to start around 10 a.m. But sometimes it's a little later, depending on how people get out of bed, and you have to get out of bed and go brush your teeth and use the bathroom and get dressed and maybe take a shower and then, get to class. So we usually try to start around 10-ish. And then we start the class, and that usually takes up most of the morning into the afternoon. And then we have a little break where we can go, depending on how long the class takes, We have a little break where people can go hiking and boating and fishing, whatever they want to do for a while. And then that evening we do the hands-on training. Sometimes the class goes so long, depending on, interest and participation and questions and war stories and all that stuff. The class will go on into time to do the hands-on. And so if that happens, we just go straight into hands-on, and we show them all the equipment, how to use it and why it works and how it works and all that stuff. And then that night we do the educational investigation, which is a mock investigation. Depending on where we're at, sometimes it's not just a mock investigation, sometimes it's a real investigation, depending on where we are. So if it has paranormal activity there, I think Payne Lake does not have any records or history of any activity. It's just really beautiful. So it, it'll be a mock investigation there. And then after that, we go back to the campsite after the investigation, and anybody wants to go to bed can go to bed, but we usually sit around and eat s'mores and tell war stories and just have a good time, get to know everybody, and just have a blast. And then Sunday we get up and have a big breakfast for everybody. And then we do the certificate presentation where everybody gets their certificates. And then we help everybody close up their camps and pack up their tents and all that stuff and get them all packed up into their vehicles and everything. And then we say our goodbyes and we tell everybody we love them. And then everybody's sad because they don't want it to end. What?
Are we gonna have some pancakes?
Yes. She was asking if we're going to have the bacon cakes. I said, yes, we'll have bacon cakes. If you've never been to CAPI camp, you've never heard of bacon cakes, you got to come just for that. That's worth it. Just coming for just the bacon cakes. They're amazing. If you want to know what they are and how they taste and why everybody flips out over them, you need to come to CAPI camp and find out. So the cost for the CAPI camp is on our post that John put the link on. But it's $25 if you want to take. Now, if you want to come to CAPI camp and not take the class, that's fine. No, you don't have to take the class to come to CAPI camp. If you just want to come camp and hang out with us and get to know us and make new friends and just have a fun time, a fun weekend camping, please, by all means, do that. You're more than welcome to do that. Then all you do is pay whatever the rate is. I think it's $18 for a campsite, for a tent at Payne Lake where we're going on the 15th. I think it's $18 for a tent. $18 for Friday and Saturday night, so, and then we leave Sunday, so you don't have to pay for Sunday, but so it would be what, $36? That's nothing. That's really good for a whole weekend of camping. So that's all you'll have to pay is the $36. Then the class, if you want to come and take the class, it's $25. And all that does is cover the cost of the material and the class. That's it. We don't make any money off that. It's no thing we're trying to get any money out of you. If you want to take the class and be considered as a new member for CAPI, then the cost is $50 because it's a $25 membership fee, one-time membership fee. And if you want to come to camp and you want to take the class, but you don't have camping equipment, don't not come because of that, because we camp so much. I have more than one tent. I think at least 2 other people on the team has more than one tent. Don't worry about that. We camp so much that we have a lot of camping equipment. So don't worry about that. If you don't want to come because you don't have, if you want to come and you want to take the class and you want to camp, but you can't because you don't have camping equipment, don't not come because of that, because we got you covered. We got you. Just let us know. I promise you, we got you. So no one has reserved my extra tent yet. So, hey, come on. First come, first serve. I don't think anybody's reserved anybody else's tents yet either. So if you want to come, you don't have equipment, don't worry about it. We got you covered. If you want to come and you want to take the class, but you don't have the money. Guys, I've said this a million times. I used to do the CAPI class for free. I never charged a dime for it. It was killing me financially because I was having to pay for all this material, printing out the booklet and all this stuff, and sometimes renting the venue to where I did it, and it was just killing me. So We do have a charge for it now. It was 50, but now we dropped it down to 25 because we felt 50 was just too much. Because it's like it's not monetarily geared. You know, we don't do it for the money. We do it for the education of the real paranormal. The real paranormal, right there, paranormal, not the crap you see on TV that gets plastered everywhere. All right. So if you want to come, but you can't afford it, you say, I'd love to come, but I just can't afford it. Don't let that be a problem. Contact either me or John or Beth. Tell them, hey, I want to come. I'm a little short on cash. I just really don't have the money to come. But I would really love to come and visit with you guys and hang out with y'all for the weekend and maybe take the class and everything like that. Don't not come because of money. Please, just let us know. If you can't afford it, we ask you to pay. But if you can't afford it, we understand. No one there is going to know. You know, there's not going to be a section of people that paid here and then a little section over here of people that didn't pay. Everybody's going to be together. Nobody's going to know that you paid or didn't pay. All right. So don't let that be a problem. It's not, don't worry about being embarrassed. All right. Screw all that. Nobody cares about that. Everybody has problems financially. All right. Every now and then, once in a while, everybody in the world's got some kind of problem with money. All right. Even the richest people in the world. All right. There was a story not long ago where Bill Gates couldn't pay his restaurant bill. He was one of the top 3 richest men in the world, and he couldn't pay a restaurant bill. Yeah, he's worth what, $100 billion, but he didn't have that on him. He didn't have that cash on him at the time. So yeah, don't worry about that. Don't be embarrassed or anything like that. I would hate for someone to say, man, I sure wished I could have come to y'all's last CAPI camp. I heard about it on the show, and I talked to a couple of people, and they went and said it was all, man, I wish I would have come. I wish I could have come. I always ask them, I was saying, why didn't you come? If if it meant that much to you, why didn't you come and join us? And I'd hate to hear them say, man, I just didn't have the money. I couldn't afford it. I'm like, don't let that be a problem ever again. Don't let that be I don't care if you don't have money for gas to get there, because Mount was a little out of the way for a lot of people. I don't care if you don't have the money to get there. Call me. Call John. All right. We all have people going that way. So you may live somewhere that someone's got to pass your house to get there, or at least your town, and you can meet them somewhere. All right. So if you just want to come and bring clothes for the weekend, and you don't have a dime in your pocket or food or camping gear or anything, we got you. All right. Don't not come to CAPI camp because of money. Please never do that. Ever, ever, ever don't ever do that, because we got you. We've had people come to camp that have won tickets for the class and come, and they didn't pay a dime. I've had people come that just couldn't afford it, and once they got there and had a good time, I've had people come up to me and say, hey, I wanted to give you this to help out. I didn't really have that much money, but I borrowed this from so-and-so on the way here, before I came, and I wanted to give you this. I always tell them, no, keep it. Use that for the snack on the way home or whatever, or go buy you some groceries or whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you want to with it, but don't give it to me. So it's not about money, guys. All right. So never, ever, ever let that be a reason that you don't come to a CAPI event, especially CAPI camp. All right. Because it's just not, you have no reason not to come. All right. I don't have a car. We got you. Somebody's passing your house or your town to get to the camping site. I don't have money for gas. Again, somebody's passing your house or your town to get to the campsite. I don't have camping equipment. We got you. We got camping equipment galore. All right. I can't leave my dog home for a whole weekend. Bring your dog with you. The parks that we go to are usually pet friendly. So bring the dog. That's okay. John, pretty much every time John and Michelle and Allie come, they bring their dog, Chocolate. I've pretty much decided that I'm going to bring at least Livy with me this time. So don't let that be an issue, guys. All right. No matter what it is. Well, I don't have anybody to babysit my kids for the weekend. Bring your kids with you. We have CAPI kids. All right. Everybody, just about every member on the team has a kid that would love to have another kid to talk to or play with. We've got them all the way from little to teenage to adults. So don't let that be an issue. Bring them with you. That's cool. My extra tent that I have sleeps 6. That's what it says. They have to be really close together. So I hope it's a close family, because it says 6, but I just don't see it. But it says it will. So my little tent that I have sleeps 6 people. Bring it. All right, cool. And if I have a family that's so big that they have to have a big tent, I'll give them my big tent and I'll sleep in the little tent. Me and Paramama and Dakota will sleep in the little tent. I don't care. It's nothing to me. All I care about is your butts in the seats. That's all I care about is you being there at CAPI camp. I don't care about the money. I don't care about your excuses. I don't care about anything. We can make it happen. Well, I live way too far to come. Call me. We'll work something out. All right. Call me. Let me know. All right. Don't talk to me, John, Beth, Paramama, or Michelle, or Eric, or Josh, or Edna, or any of those, Stephanie, Joey. Don't talk to anybody on the team later after CAPI camp and say, man, I wish I would have made it. Man, it sounds like so much fun. They're just going to say, you could have came. There's no reason why you couldn't have been there. So, y'all come to CAPI camp. All right. I think I've beat that horse dead. Friday, I had a huge gas bubble, and yesterday I hit my knee on the floor. Yesterday, I hit my knee on the floor, so it's sore yesterday because the AC unit was dripping water and I slipped in water. I'm sorry. Who's that? Lynette? That is a bad weekend. Do you tell ghost stories at CAPI camp? Absolutely. We tell all kinds of ghost stories at CAPI camp. Bunch of ghost stories. We love to sit around the fire and talk about it. Adding you to the prayer list, Lynette. Yes, add Lynette, definitely. She's having a day. Isn't a gas bubble a thing that happens when doctors put the needle in their own? Yes. Don't psychoanalyze that, please. I'm in the process of coming up with a menu for the weekend. Anyone that wants to help with that, message me on Facebook or email me at download. Okay. Yeah, thank you, John. I'm glad you said that because I wanted to add that. Like I said, if you don't have money for camping and gas, then that means you don't have money for food either. Don't let that be a problem either. We got you. All right. Well, we like to have a few snacks. We got you. We bring, Paramom and I bring so many snacks that we'll share. All right. It's not that big of a deal. But if you don't have money for food and you just have no way to get any food, and you say, well, I don't want to come and be a burden. You're not going to be a burden. When we cook at CAPI camp, we cook for a lot of people, whether there's a lot of people there or not. All right. We don't cook small. Ask John. Even if we've done CAPI camps when there was 4 people there, but we cook to feed 12. All right. Because I'm a big boy. John's a big boy. John's almost not a big boy anymore. He's losing a lot of weight. I am too. But the bad thing is my pants won't fit. But yeah, we still eat a lot. I promise you. Me and John could put some groceries away. I promise you. So we always cook a lot. So we're not rich people. All right. We're definitely not rich people. John and I are not rich. Beth is not rich. No one on our team is millionaires, So if you can help out with food, if you want to come and you can help out with food, please contact John. Throw up your email, John, if you will. Contact John and tell him, hey, I can help out on food this year or this event. What do you need me to bring? I promise you, he will give you a list. He will have no qualms whatsoever about giving you a list on what to bring. I promise you that. I also have a heartburn and not feeling good, so I'm taking it easy. And I'm heartburn. Oh, bless your heart. There's John's email. Haunted history. What about it, David? War stories. Wait, was CAPI in the war? I think you're being funny. Mind telling us the secret recipe for those cakes? No. You have to come and taste them. I'll tell you at CAPI camp. $20, $25 for the class, $18 for a campsite, $6 for a day pass. But I don't think you have to pay the day pass if you're camping, though, John. We need to clarify that. I'll get up with Josh or maybe call Payne and find out. Payne Lake parking. I don't think usually, I know at our other places that we've gone to, you didn't have to pay the day charge if you're camping. It's included. So I don't think the day charge is just, if you just want to come hang out with us and not camp, that's fine. We have team members that's going to do that. Just come for like Saturday, all day Saturday, and then just leave that night. So if you want to come and just hang out with us for a day, come on, come and hang out with us. That's absolutely fine. No problem. It'll only cost you the day pass then, which is, what did you say? $6, which is only $6. You can come and just hang out for the day. So if you want to do that, but if you're camping, I don't think you have to pay the day charge. It's just an $18 camping fee per night. Email me if you're interested in coming to camp. Yes, definitely email John. And that's my email. He just put up my email too. Y'all can email me as well. I do actually check my email now. Don't let pride get in the way. Amen. Do not let pride get in the way. Can you show us your dogs? I've never seen them. No, they're in the backyard. And it's dark. That would be like a big thing I would have to do. I'll take some pictures and post them and put them on our site if you like. I can do that. Maybe in the daytime I'll take some pictures. There's somewhere around 20. So, and they're all in the backyard and it's dark. There's no light. There's a light at the house, but it doesn't shine everything. So yeah, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I do want to bring Ka, my snake. Y'all remember Ka? He's been on the show before. When he was about this long, he was on the show. He'd wrap around Paramama's neck and his tail would be here and his head would be here. Now he wraps around Paramama's neck twice and his head and tail are down here. He's about this long now. He's big and he's about this big around. He's huge. Even Jeb, our little snake, is about this long now and about that big around. He's grown a lot too. And Big Boy, my dragon, he's grown quite a bit as well. So yeah, I'll bring them on sometime. Maybe within this series, we can bring them on. Absolutely. Chocolate loves Cappy Camp. Chocolate really does. And Chocolate has been to so many Cappy camps that it's almost not Cappy Camp unless he's there. So Lynette says, I live in Florida. Come on up. We don't mind where you live. Hey, we are on. Aubrey has Michelle's phone. Got you. Hey, Eric, Michelle, Aubrey, all you guys. Hey, Katie. About time you're here. No, the day pass is only you are coming for the day and not camp. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking. The day pass is only if you're coming for that day. But if you're camping, you don't have to pay that. Sorry. Why did you say 20? Why did I say 20 what? I don't remember saying 20. Oh, dogs. We've got around 20 dogs. That's probably what you was talking about. What is my beautiful desk? Her and I maybe need to go answer together. She's talking about a post on Facebook where you had to put your third app. And I'm moving in with Jennifer. Or Jennifer that's usually on. She's not on tonight, I don't think, but I'm moving in with her. That's fine with me. I love Jennifer to death. And Katie got Beth. So they're going to move into this big mansion. No need to share your snakes. Yes, there is. Ka has grown so much and you guys haven't seen him. So I'll warn you before I do it so you're not on, Katie. All right. Is there any questions? Any more questions before we get started? We're starting our new series tonight. So everybody buckle down and get ready. Y'all throw your questions up. I apologize. Someone is calling me right now. Right in the middle of the show. And someone is texting me. Goodness. Whoa, who let the dogs out? Nobody better let my dogs out. All right. All right, so if there's no more questions, we will get started on the show. Who remembers, ow, did y'all hear that? Who remembers what was the series starting tonight? That's a very loud phone. I know, right? That was very loud. I apologize. Usually everybody knows not to call me. I don't know who that was. It was it doesn't have a name on the number. All right. I know people are still sending me text. People call and text during the show. I don't understand that. They know I can't answer. Does anybody remember what the show was starting? Our series was starting on tonight? I don't know how long the lag is tonight. Make sure I didn't miss any of y'all's questions. because it's important. Because what's important? Oh, that's why you were texting me. Well, I can't go to a text while I'm on the show. I'm sorry. It turns it off. It kicks me off. Then I have to come back on. Sorry. All right, let's get started. Nobody remembers what different tools used in investigations. Who is that? Michelle Herron. Check her out. Yep, you're absolutely right. You're fired. I'm sorry, I can't just go to text during the show. Just like I can't answer phone calls during the show. Until I get the laptop fixed, I can't do that. I used to be able to do that. One of those things was me posting in the CAPI chat. Okay, cool. But not all of them. There was 2 people that texted me and 1 person that called me. But I'll have to find out who that is that called me and call them back. But anyway, I apologize, y'all. My breathing is starting to get kind of funky. We're going to go over the different ones that we're going to be talking about throughout this series, and not really get into them real in depth, and we'll break them down throughout the series. Let's talk about these. Remember, it's not just equipment that we're going to be using that we do use. That's not what I want to focus on. We will show some of that, obviously, but I want to focus on equipment that. Can you add me to the CAPI chat, please? You should already be on there. The CAPI family chat. You should already be on there. I would imagine. I think you are already on there, aren't you? Just go to the CAPI family chat and then tell you what, John, go to CAPI, the chat that has the whole CAPI family on it, and just send her a message. Just say hi, and then she'll be able to go. She should be able to get it. If not, you'll have to add her. The CAPI chat that he was talking about is the team chat. It's just for team members. But if you're not on the family chat, then we can definitely get you there. Absolutely. All right. Anyway, and the only reason that's just for team members is because we share information about our clients and investigations and all that stuff on there. That's the only reason. And we can't let everybody see that. We're not being jerks or anything. We have a policy that we do not put out information about our clients. And there's a lot of times there's the name, their address, sometimes phone numbers, directions to their house, what's going on, where they work, how old they are. There could be a lot of that information on that CAPI chat, the team chat. So that's what he was talking about, if that's what you're talking about, Katie. But if you're not on the CAPI family chat, you should be. So he'll definitely get you added to that 100%. We're not the cool kids. Yes, you are. I just can't put out information about our clients. You understand that. You better. Anyway, I wanted to go into equipment that doesn't work in the paranormal, right? Not only equipment, but techniques and all that stuff, because I've been hearing a lot lately about stuff that people say, get this, buy this, try this, build this, believe in this, whatever. I'm just kidding. I know you are, Katie. They try to get people. They try to get people to buy their products. They try to get people to use their products. They try to get people to use their methods, all this stuff. All right. So what we want to do is we want to get into that and let you know what the hype is on this stuff and why you shouldn't try to use this stuff, because it just doesn't work. All right. Anything that we talk about during this series is not just our opinions on this stuff. It's stuff. Everything that I'm going to talk about is stuff that I have tried over the years and found out that it does not work. Or some stuff that we talk about, like the spirit box, which everybody wants to use, which I don't want to use. could work. I've always said that. Everybody always says, "Oh, don't ask Johnny about the spirit box. He hates the spirit box. He says it won't work." Blah 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 blah. 100% of the time, I've always been very clear. Everybody always says that, but I've always been super clear. What I say, you're hearing it right from the horse's patoot. All right, not from the horse's mouth. I look more like a horse's ass. So you're hearing it from the horse's ass. There's a possibility. Does white noise work? Yes, white noise does work. So, is it possible that the spirit box does work? Yes, it is absolutely positive, not positive, but possible that the spirit box does work. But remember what I've said about evidence gathering and evidence collection. Evidence gathering and evidence collection has to be 100% true and real, or it's not usable. All right? Remember when we talked about personal experiences? When you have a PE, everything has to be detailed. If there's two people that be able to use PE as the spirit box debunks itself. Exactly. Amen, John. John's always on my side, thank God. but he debates like a lawyer, so that's why I always say thank God. Because if he disagrees with me, I'm in trouble. I think he could beat me in the debate. I'm a good debater, but I think John would be a lot better. The evidence that you gather has to be able to use this evidence as proof positive. You've got to be able to, just like I said in personal experiences, PEs, both parties that experience it, you have to have two people for a usable PE. You have to have it. No other way. You've got to have two people for a personal experience for it to be used. You can have one person have a personal experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been alone by myself and had personal experiences that I'll always remember and say, that was definitely there. I definitely saw that. Like Toby, the first time I saw the little boy walk out of the living room into my kitchen, or into the dining room and then into the kitchen, that was a personal experience. I was the only one that saw that. Could it be used as proof, as evidence, proof positive evidence? No, it cannot, because I was only one person. Had there been two people there whenever this happened, then we could use it as a PE evidence, because both persons saw this entity and what he did and what he was wearing and his description and all that. And if they both are 100% in line with what both of them say, then we can use that as a personal experience. All right. Same way with equipment. The reason why I say I don't like spirit boxes, or I don't use spirit boxes, is because no matter what evidence you gather on that box, it's not proof positive, because all a spirit box is a UHF radio frequency box. It has a radio frequency receiver in there. And if it scans the radio frequencies, UHF frequencies, that's all it does. It just sits there and scans UHF frequencies or AM frequencies. From as far away as it can reach, as its antenna will reach. I've seen spirit boxes pick up radio broadcast out of Mexico. I've seen spirit box pick up radio frequencies from across the country. So that's what it's doing. It's scanning UHF or AM radio frequencies, and whenever it gets something that is the signal, is kind of like a scanner on your radio. When you hit scan on your stereo in the car, it scans the channels, and it'll go right through. Put your car radio on AM and hit scan and watch what happens. It's going to sit there and go through all the channels, and it's going to stop. 100 frequencies later, it'll stop, and then you'll start hearing some chatter on there, whether it be music from the 1940s and 50s, or it be Spanish radio broadcast or something like that. You'll get that, or talk radio. A lot of AMs do talk radio, but you'll get that. It'll stop there and you'll start hearing that message. Well, that's what the spirit box does. It scans that AM channel, that UHF channel or frequency, and then whenever it finds a channel that it says something that is clear enough to for you to hear it, it stops and it captures that. So you might get a car salesman on the radio somewhere in Nantucket talking about, you can get our free car, or you can get our cars for cheap at Rick's car lot, at Rick's car sales. And then let's say you're at an investigation and the name of the family member that their client told you about that they think is in their home, maybe his name is Rick, or maybe his name is Rich, or maybe his name is Richard, or maybe his name is Ron, or something like that. Well, that radio frequency is not always super clear, all right? And if we've already got Rich in our head, when we hear something close to that, our brain is going to say, boom, that's Rich, all right? Now, could that be Rich on that spirit box? Absolutely, it could be. It 100% could be, because white noise does work. They can use that squelch, that background noise to verbally talk to you. Audibly say something. They can use that to talk to you. So through their energy. So could that be Rich or Rick or whatever the name is of that client's relative or friend or ex-tenant or whatever? Absolutely it can. But because there's a possibility that it's Rick's car sales out of Nantucket, we can't use it. All right, it's not 100%. All right, and it's aggravating. And I always say, I don't want to add anything. I've had pictures. I have team members take pictures and they'll bring them to me and I'll say dust. As soon as I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's dust. Or they'll bring me a video and say, look, what is that? I say, oh, it's probably a car going by that window in that shadow. And you can see the disappointment in their face and they're like, oh man, thank God, I thought I had something. And you can see the disappointing. Have I ever looked at one of these pictures and got it wrong? Possibly. I mean, I'm not perfect. Maybe I have looked at an orb and said, that is definitely a bug, dude. Or that's definitely dust. Because it doesn't fit the criteria for an orb, right? Maybe the image didn't come through all the way or whatever. I don't know. I've never purposely said it wasn't something, but there's a possibility. So anytime there's that possibility of that not being that, I would rather tell that team member, no, that's not what you think it is, than say yes, and then have that possibility of falsification of evidence. All right. Because see, what could happen is maybe another team member comes in and takes a picture, and then we find that picture later after this original. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. I already can't breathe. Obviously, Paramama has started her infuser in here, and I did not know that. There is a fan between that I keep on me when I do the show, because I am a sweater and I don't like to sweat on the show. So I have a fan, a little round power fan on my table next to the bed on the other side of the room, and it's pointed towards me and blowing. Well, on the other side of that is an infuser. I did not know that Paramama had started that earlier. And so if you guys use infusers, you know that smoke comes out of the top of that. So I'm looking at the fan and my big screen television and I'm seeing smoke come up, and it, oh my God. I was like, fire! But all it is, when I turned and looked, I saw the light on the infuser. So they got that, whoo, that got me. Now I really can't breathe. But yeah, anytime that there's a possibility, like I said, that other team member takes a picture and we don't see it till after we give, and this has happened, guys. We've had people go over evidence months after and say, oh my God, look what we missed. And now we've already presented this evidence to the client, and now it's theirs, and they have a copy of it. And now we find out that it's not real. So now I've got to go back to the client. And this has happened. I've had to go back to the client before and say, hey, this is not what we thought it was. All right. I apologize. We thought this is what it was, but we didn't. No matter how professional you are, no matter how you present that to the client, there's always going to be that little thought in the back of their mind. Well, a professional would not have made that mistake, or they wouldn't have made. They don't care about that you're human and you make mistakes. All right. They don't care about mistakes. And that's in any time you deal with the public. All right. Whether it be a restaurant, a clothing store, hardware store, or paranormal investigation. They don't care about the fact that you are human and you make mistakes. So we try our best to eliminate that possibility of that 100% of the time. All right. So if there's any possibility that it's not there, that's the reason why I don't use spirit boxes, because it's a possibility that it's that entity speaking to us, or it's Rick from Rick's Car Sales in Nantucket speaking to us. Okay. I want to be super clear on that. All right. There's always that possibility that it's not what you say it is. And I'm gonna catch up with y'all's comments, I promise you. But so always remember that. All right. Just because I say like a spirit box, just because I say a spirit box we don't use a spirit box, doesn't mean I'm 100% against spirit boxes. I have a team member that said she wanted to use a spirit box, and I told her, I said, okay, it's no problem. We're never going to use it as proof positive evidence gathering, but yeah, you can do it and try to prove its existence or anything. But like I said, there's always that possibility that it does work 100% of the time. But there's also that possibility that it's not what you think it is. All right. And don't come at me with, well, it said the name that it was supposed to say. It's got to be that. And I don't care. It still could be something else. So if it's not 100%, it's not proof positive, and it's not obtainable evidence. All right. So that's the reason why I have the feelings I do on the spirit box. All right. I wanted to point that out in particular because that's been an ongoing thing for years. What if you have an experience and your dog also responds to the same thing that happened? Can that count as a PE? No, unfortunately it can't, Katie. That's a good question though. But no, it can't. Unfortunately, your dog can't explain everything that he or she saw. So it can't, you can use that as part of your personal experience. So, hey, it wasn't just me. The dog also responded. All right. But the dog can't tell us what he responded to. The dog could have responded to another dog a mile down the road barking that you didn't hear. It just happened to look in that direction that you saw whatever you saw in. All right. So you can't use that. The dog can't talk and can't give us their experience of that PE. So no, it can't be. But that is a good question. My mom had a personal experience when we were living in Huntsville. Cool. Basically hearing what you want to hear. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. The TV face from our last investigation. Right? I got a diffuser, but I don't have anything that goes in a diffuser. Oh my God, we got a bunch of stuff that goes in there. My wife loves candles and diffusers and all that stuff. Your dog can't give a description of the events. So no, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right. Exactly what I just said. Hey, Sight. Welcome aboard. John says, I love your name. I wonder why he loves your name so much, Sight. I know. I wonder where it came from, right? That's too funny. But anyway, so that's where we're at on that. Okay, anything that can't be explained paranormal 100%, we don't use it. All right, and that goes on all spectrums of equipment. That goes on audio, video, PEs, personal experiences that everybody on their team experiences. But if one person says something different than the rest of them, that's why you only use two. Remember that. If you've got a group of people, all right, I'm not telling you to cheat. All right. Here's what I'm saying. 8 people in a bank during a bank robbery will give a truthful negative report. Y'all get me there? 8 people in a bank during a bank robbery later on will give a truthful negative report. Okay? They'll give a truthful negative report. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but this is back into law enforcement techniques. If you've got 8 people and you stand them up and you go to them one by one and ask them what happened during, man, what exactly happened during the bank robbery from the beginning to the end, tell me. And they're talking and you're writing your report, your notes down for your report. You go to the next one. Sir, exactly what happened during the bank robbery. Well, you just asked her and she already told you. Well, I need to know from you now. Right? So boom, 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 boom. Usually separated. So those 8 people will come up with 8 different stories on, whoa, boy. Hold on. We have a crisis. Hold on. So sorry to leave you dead air there. My phone's dying. I've got to get the charger, but I don't have it, so I had to send baby girl after it. So I apologize for that. But my phone, it just gave me the 15-minute warning or the 15% warning. But anyway, those 8 people will give you a truthful negative response or an honest negative response. Thank you, baby. Come here, baby. Can you go on that side and come around to here? I'll hold this so it doesn't go anywhere. Y'all give me a second. I'm sorry. Having to do some technical issues here. Come on. It's just, I'll hold this so it doesn't move too much. Plug that in for me down there. Sorry, guys. I thought my phone would last. I'm used to my phone that I lost. For those y'all don't know, about a month ago, I lost my phone. Not quite a month ago, but I lost my phone and I had to go back to this old phone that I'm using now. And the new phone that I had was a really good, expensive phone, and this one's not so great. Hurry, baby. What's wrong? Can't find it. You see the plug? It doesn't matter. Just plug it up. Hurry. I don't care what you use. I'm going to die soon. Did you get it plugged? Will it help if I move some of this stuff? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Do you see the plug? It's over here. Can you get your arm on it? Sorry, y'all. We're still getting there. Hold on. Maybe if he wasn't laying on the cord. There you go. Yeah, don't lay on the cord this time. There you go. Thank you. All right, go back off the same way you came on. Don't worry about all that. We'll fix that later. Just get down. Thank you so much for saving the day. Coda to the rescue. Thank you, baby girl. All right. Let me catch up with y'all. All right. What I mean by an honest negative report is that person telling that report is being honest for what they see, for what they remember. All right. Their recollection of the event. They're being honest about that, but it's always not the truth. All right. It's not actually what happened. All right. So if you have a team that's doing an investigation and there's a bunch of people, say there's 4 to 8 people, and it better be a big investigation, but if you got 8 people there, but you're doing this investigation and 8 of them see this exact same thing. Do you take a report from all 8 of those people? No. Don't take a report from all 8 of those people, because somewhere down that line in those 8 people, someone's going to get it wrong. It's not because they're lying. It's not because they didn't see what they say they saw. it's because of false or an honest negative report. All right, they're being honest about what they think they saw. They're just not getting the facts correct. All right, so only use 2 people. All right, I would use the first 2 people that was in line, or first 2 people that said they saw it, or you can even make the group, ask the group who was 100% sure of what they saw. All right, 100%. You may have all 8 people say, "Well, I know exactly what I saw." So yeah, your team lead is just going to have to make that call. Use 2 people. All right. Now, do I do this? What if I use those 2 people and they don't get it 100%? Both of them does not come up with the exact same thing 100% on the investigation. I mean, on the PE, what they saw. Everybody doesn't get that 100%. Those 2 people don't get it. Do we go and say, okay, give me 2 more people? No, we don't. Once you do that, it's done. You can't go back and get somebody else, all right, from the group. Say, okay, these 2 didn't get it exactly right, so let's use sorry. So pick 2 people that you really believe and is really experienced. That would be what I would do as a team lead. I would get the 2 most experienced people out of the 8 people that witnessed this PE. I would get the 2 most experienced people out of that, and then ask them. Now, once again, if those 2 people say what they saw and it doesn't mash up 100% together, they're not 100%, then we can't go back and get 2 more people, or take one of these out and get another person and say, hey, tell me exactly what you saw, and I hope it's what he said. You can't do that. All right. Once you get the story, and if it doesn't work out, I'm sorry. It can still be a PE for your team, but you can't use it as evidence. All right. It's not something you want to give to the client. All right. Because you always want to be honest with your client. Their client says, well, how did you collect this PE? And because maybe they know what a PE is. You do have clients that know the paranormal. So that does happen. I promise you. I've investigated paranormal investigators' homes. All right. So that does happen. And if they do their stuff right, then they're going to know how to do a PE. And if you ask them, well, we got 2 people, they didn't get it right, so I got another person, and then there goes your professionalism and your credibility right down the drain. You just screwed up your PE collection procedures. All right. So don't do that. Get 2 people that are most experienced. If they get it right, 100%, great. Use that as evidence. Write it down. Get it recorded. Boom, you're done. If they don't get it done, sorry, it's not PE. It's PE for them that witnessed it, for those 8 people, but it's not PE that we can use in evidence. All right. Let me catch up with y'all's comments. Phone apps. Yeah, we're going to get to those. This episode of CAPI Live is brought to you by CAPI Camp. Amen. Absolutely it is. Y'all come to CAPI Camp next month, please. Good old camera and voice recorder in K2 is my #1 go-to. Absolutely, site. Yeah, I need to find out about that camping trip. I already told you. You can come. All you got to do is do it. You don't even have to drive. I'll drive you. You can ride with me. I want you to come, site, so bad. You better be there. Can Dakota call Aubrey? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I thought they were already talking, but I'll find out. I'll ask her. Hi, I'm from Pensacola. Hello, Judith. Is that right? Brewer? I'll say Brewer, just in case that's not right. Pensacola, isn't that the way it always happens when you need for it to be used? It wants to. Mine does that all the time, and I can never find my charger. Oh yeah, I didn't know what you was talking about, but yeah, you're absolutely right. That's the way it goes. I'm sorry, y'all. I really apologize for that. I hate doing dead air, and I hate interrupting when I'm talking. And I know you guys are a lot of times you're into it. And you're really trying to see what I'm saying, and that messes it up. The whole attention span gets all battered and everything, because when that happens and it goes dead air, like I had to go get baby girl so she could fix it for me, get the long charger and get it in here before I went dead. And then when I got back, we had to do that instead of doing. I apologize. I very unprofessional. I apologize. I should have had the cord here before. I should have remembered that this phone doesn't always it was on 88%. And if my old phone, which was my new phone that I lost, it would have went way past time for the show to be. It would have gone 4, 5, 6 hours. This one, battery's not so great. It doesn't go the whole length of the show. So an hour and about 10 minutes, it was dying. So I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. No, just as a collective, they're seeing it in their minds. Guys, it can happen so quick sometimes. Exactly, Judith. Absolutely. Everyone is going to see what they perceive in those expressions. Exactly. That's why I say don't go to all 8 and do that. Get 2 people, 2 most experienced investigators, and get them together, and or get them separated and work out the PE with them. We'll definitely try to. Don't try to, site. Just do. I sent invites to the show across my platforms. Thank you, Michelle. All right. So now that I got the spirit box out of the way and the PEs and everything like that, let's talk about this. All right. So not only equipment is an issue with today's paranormal, but also procedures is also an issue with today's procedures. I want to. Everybody's waiting for me to say it. I know they are. I'll just go ahead and say it. Sage. This is where I get in trouble a lot of times. This is where people disagree with me and they want to debate me. I don't care if you want to debate me. If you want to debate me, if you've never been on the show tonight, by the way, please hit the subscribe button. If you're into the paranormal, you love the real paranormal, not the crap you see on TV, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're on, which is every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And please hit the like button. Smash that like button for me really hard because, that helps with the algorithm on how they show the videos. So please hit that like button for us as well. Anyway, sage. Everybody wants to use some sage. Guys, it doesn't work. All right. I have 40 plus years of doing this. I can't tell you how many clients have come to me and say, can you please help me out? And they'll say, I'd probably say about 75 to 80% of my clients usually say, we used sage, we used salt, we used Ouija, we used all this stuff, and it didn't work. All right. So I can't tell you exactly how many people have told me they used sage, but I can tell you a number on how many people that said it worked. That number is 0. Double goose eggs. Nothing to nothing. All right. Nothing. No one has ever said I used sage and it worked. I don't really need you. I just wanted to call you and tell you that sage works. You should try it. That doesn't happen. No one has ever told me that they use sage. No client has ever told me that they use sage and it worked. Now, I have had a lot of investigators that have come to me and said, I used sage and it worked. No, it didn't. Well, yeah, it did. The client says there was nothing there. Sage didn't do it. I promise you that. Maybe the spirit's feelings got hurt and they found out that the client didn't want them in their house anymore because they called your crazy ass. Maybe that's what worked. Okay. I don't know. But it wasn't a sage. I promise you. All right. Sage does not work. Okay. It's an old Native American thing that they used to ward off evil spirits with. And it doesn't work, guys. It's not real. All right. Sage is just a weed. You light it up and it burns. It smells really, really, really bad when it's burning. I have had people tell me that they love the smell of burning sage. To me, that's like saying, I just love the smell of the public toilet. It smells so good in there. Okay. Bottle it and spray it under your arms twice a day. I don't give 2 rats rears what you do with that scent. All I know is it stinks. All right. Same with sage. You like it? Bottle it and spray it under your arms and on your wrist twice a day. Go for it. I don't care. You can have a lot of people standoffish from you, though. It's not your personality. It's your stench. All right. Burning sage stinks. It really does. And it doesn't do anything to an entity. All right. It doesn't do anything to an entity. Remember, when we die, we lose absolutely nothing and we gain absolutely nothing except we lose our meat suit. We don't have to carry around this ugly sack of bones anymore. All right. And Most everybody out there don't have to carry around that beautiful sack of bones anymore. I say me, I'm the ugly sack of bones. I don't have to carry this around anymore. I'm just a spirit now. I'm an energy force. But I didn't gain any special powers and I didn't lose anything. Okay. I can still do what I did before. I can't do anything more than what I did before. All right. Now, if I'm at your house and we're having dinner and we get into an argument during the dinner and you politely say, you know what, I think you just probably should leave. All right. I would feel better if you would just leave. Okay, no problem. Well, we found out we can't be friends and we don't get along. Cool. I'll see you later. But let's say I don't leave. Let's say I say, well, you know what? This is a really good T-bone. You're an ass, but steak is good. I'm going to finish it before I leave. And then you say, no, you're going to go ahead and leave now. I want you to go now. And I don't care about you eating the steak or anything. Take it with you. Take it off my plate. Take it with you and gnaw on it in the yard. I don't care. But you got to leave my house. If I still don't leave, if you go and grab a bundle of sage and light it up and say, be gone, Johnny. You may make me leave because of the smell, because I hate the smell of burning sage, but you're not going to make me leave by some mystical powers. Okay. Get magic and Hollywood and other teams and other procedures and the paranormal. Get all that stuff out of your head, guys. There's nothing magic about it, all right? The only magic that's happening is that the soul survives. That's the only magic that happens. That's it. Nothing else happens, all right? No, there's no magic to it, all right? It's just a spirit, all right? It's an energy force. You can't make me leave your house with sage right now, and you sure as hell can't make me leave your house with sage when I'm dead, all right? And there's some of y'all out there that I'm coming to haunt. I want you to know that. I've got a list, and a lot of y'all are on that list. I am coming to haunt you. I promise you. So get your sage ready, because it ain't going to work. All right. Get your Ouija board ready, because it ain't going to work. Right? I'm going to torment you, some of y'all in trouble when I die. I hope you're ready, because I'm going to be bad. But all seriousness, there's no magic here, okay? Nothing happens to me as a soul nothing happens to me as a body when I turn into a soul that's going to change your ability to get me out of there or whatever. So make sure you use common sense in this stuff, okay? Please use common sense in this stuff, all right? Sage does not work. Salt does not work. That's one of the most comedic things in the world to me is salt. I've always imagined, I've had clients tell me, we put salt around the doors and the windows. And I'm like, well, why? Well, because a ghost or an entity can't cross over salt. Because what? I would understand that if they couldn't cross over salt as a body, maybe their feet's tender and they can't step on the salt, but they can still step over it. Or maybe they don't like the smell or they're allergic or something. I don't know. But as an energy force, they can't cross over salt. I always imagine there's a ghost in the corner saying, why are you putting salt on the floor, you idiot? That does nothing. That does absolutely nothing. It's just, you're going to have ants. You know, you crushed eggshells? No, you can't use those either. I mean, you can. Absolutely you can, but they're just not going to do anything. It'll probably keep me from crossing over because I don't want to step on one and stick it in my foot, because that's as bad as a Lego log going in your foot. Or Lego block. Those things freaking hurt. So the reason I say the salt is one of the most comedic is because, and we're going to get into why people believe this stuff about these different things. Remember, I said I'm just going to name the stuff tonight and tell you what they think. But we're going to get into why people think about all this stuff throughout this series. Okay, so y'all get ready. It's going to get hilarious. It's going to get educational. It's going to get informative. And it's going to get freaking hilarious. Right? But I've always heard, I mean, not always, but I've had clients that have come to me and said, you can put salt, or we put salt on our windows and our doors. I'm like, why? Were you making a sandwich? What? I don't understand. Well, because we know that if you put salt around the windows and the doors, the ghost can't cross over that. Okay? Let's let go of all common sense. Let's let go of all logic and say that that's true. Why did you call us here? If that works, why did you call us here? Well, because there's something happening in my kid's room and there's something happening in our kitchen and our TV keeps going. So the entity is in your house? Well, yeah, that's why I called you. Really? You don't want it in your house, right? No. Heck no, I don't want it in my house. That's why I called you. Get it out of here. It's scaring my kids. My wife won't go to bed by herself. I can't stay up and watch the Late Show. Yeah, I want you to get it out of here. It can't cross over salt. No, that's why we put it there. So you have a ghost in your house? Yes. That's what I'm telling you. I have a ghost in my freaking house. Okay. You put salt around the doors and the windows because the ghost can't cross it, right? Yes, that's exactly right. Well, how the hell are we going to get the ghost out? How do we get the ghost out of there if he can't go over salt? I don't understand. The ghost is in your house because everything's happening in your house. So it's in here. The spirit is in your home, tormenting you and your family. You put salt around all the doors and windows. You don't want them here. I don't get it. That's how the way you're feeling right now when I say that is the way I feel every time someone talks about Ouija boards, sage, coffin nails, graveyard dirt, salt, emeralds, crystals, red dirt rocks, Alabama clay, edible clay, rattlesnake venom in a vial around your neck. I feel the same way you're feeling when people talk about this stuff, this ignorant stuff. It doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't have any effect. None whatsoever. I promise you. Use common sense. Use logic. It will not work. Let me catch up with y'all's comments. I know there's been a lot because it keeps blinking. Let's see. I saw crushed eggshell, so let's go from there. Unless your name is Sam or Dean Winchester, it doesn't work. Exactly, John. Unless you're a Winchester, it does not work. Salt is used for purification and protection. It's all about your intentions. Eggshells used for the same thing. But it doesn't work for any type of protection. It's not going to protect you from anything. Intentions don't do anything. Just like salt and eggshells don't do anything. They're just a mess that you put in the floor. Okay, it's not going to protect me in any way. It won't purify anything. It won't protect anything. Intentions have nothing to do with it. I can't intend to protect anybody unless I physically protect you. If you and I are walking, and I say you, anybody out there, if you and I are walking through a dark parking lot and I intend to protect you, then a mugger comes up and he has a gun and I'm like, nope, sorry, I'm out. But you're still left there with your wallet or your purse and they still have the gun and they're like, who's that? Well, that's my protector. He had intentions of helping me. Really? He ran. I know. Well, go ahead and give me your wallet. Okay. You didn't help. You had the intentions of helping, but you didn't do anything. That's the same way if you bring salt or eggshells. I still don't get the eggshells, but salt or eggshells or graveyard dirt or coffin nails or sage or whatever that, and with the intentions of helping, but you don't help, doesn't do anything. Right? Physically, I can stay there and disarm this intruder, this mugger, and beat him up or whatever, or shoot him with my gun or whatever. And then now I have physically protected you. I don't care what your intentions are. If my intentions are to protect you, and I pull out a banana and say, "Put your gun down," he's probably going to shoot me and eat my banana while he takes your money. Okay? Doesn't matter what your intentions are. If you intend to protect this house or this client with salt and eggshells or sage, doesn't matter. If you intend to do it or not, it's not going to work. All right? It doesn't do anything physically. Okay, so that's why I'm saying intentions doesn't matter. maybe that's how you repel ghosts. Just surround yourself in circles of Legos. Now that might work, shit, Michelle Heron. That might work. Nobody wants to step on those damn things. I don't use anything like that in investigations at all, anyways, unless asked to. I do things for my own protections, though. Well, no, you don't do anything for your own protection. Who is that? Oh, Sight. Okay, yeah, she understands. You don't do anything for your own protection. You do things for your own well-being, your own peace of mind. All right. That's why I've had team members that use different things like crystals and graveyard dirt and coffin nails and sage and all this stuff and pendants and medallions and all this stuff. They've used that stuff. And I've never told them you can't use that stuff. I have told them don't bring that to my client because I've already told them we don't do anything that's illogic or dumb. I don't want you bringing it to them and saying, well, you said they don't use stuff like this. And you got this witchcraft in my house, So I do tell them don't bring that to my client. But if it makes you feel better by having that on your person, I have no problem with that. I don't care how many graveyard nails or coffin nails or graveyard dirt you walk around with inside this while you're doing an investigation, as long as you don't advertise it. I don't have a problem with it, right? But you're not protecting yourself with that stuff. You may be making yourself feel better, which is why I don't have a problem with it. If it makes anybody on my team feel better to use anything like that, I would never tell them not to use it. Because anything that makes you feel better, because people ask me all the time, what's the scariest you've ever been on an investigation? I'm usually not scared on an investigation because I love this stuff. I'm too passionate about it to be scared about it. I'm the guy that runs towards it instead of running away from it. I don't say, dude, run, little dig there to a popular television show. Little dig. But I don't say that. I'm always, if I say dude run, I'm running towards it. I've chased into the up staircases and into classrooms before, so it doesn't bother me. But if I have a team member that's new to it or not new to it, but just feels better by carrying this medallion or this sage or whatever, this graveyard dirt or eggshells or salt or whatever, blah, 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 blah. If they feels better by carrying that stuff, I'm not going to tell them not to, because I want them to feel safe and I want them to feel better about it. So you're not protecting yourself from anything with salt and eggshells or sage or any of that stuff. You're not protecting anything. You may be protecting your own feelings, right? You're making yourself feel better, but there's no protection power to salt or eggshells. Right? I don't use anything like that in investigation at all, unless asked to. You know what? Even if and that's fine for your team. That's great. That's the way you do it. I'm not knocking that. But even if I have a client that tells me they want me to use sage or salt or anything like that, I'm not going to do it. I'll just tell them it's ridiculous and I'm not going to do it. That's like saying, when I was in law enforcement, that's like my boss coming to me, the supervisor or the sheriff coming to me and saying, Johnny, tonight we're going to put you in one of the baddest parts of town. We're going to put you in the area of town that has the most crime, and we've had the most officer involved fights and shootings and everything like that. We're going to put you there tonight. And by the way, would you please use a banana instead of your gun? Leave your gun at home and just take a banana with you. I'm going to say no. I won't do that. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not. Well, you're going to be fired if you don't. Okay, here you go. Bye. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. All right. Okay, do you want me to go buy a Ouija board for CAPI Camp? No, I don't want you to buy a Ouija board for CAPI Camp. We'll get into Ouija boards too. Oh, and maybe we're going to get into dowsing rods. Hey, where's your boards made Hasbro? Hey, where's your boards made Hasbro a lot of money? Yeah, right? It's only magical ability. Separate a fool from their money. Exactly. That's the only thing that those things do. It separates a fool from their money. Faith in God, etc. as well. Faith in God is also, once again, let's talk about that. Let's put that on there too. Do I believe in God? Absolutely, I do. I don't think we derived from apes. All right, I got a little more intelligence than that. I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in God. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in a lot of the man-made laws. Um, I don't believe in one sect telling another sect that they're wrong and they're going to hell because they don't do it the way they do it. I don't believe in that. Um, I think whatever your God is or whatever your religion is, as long as you're true to that, then you're good. All right, that's between you and your maker. Do I believe that taking a crucifix into an investigation is going to protect me from anything? No, absolutely, I do not. Crucifix derived from Catholicism. I can never say that word right. Catholics, they're big on the crucifix. They also honor Jesus's mom, Mary. I didn't figure that one out. I'm pretty sure he said no false idols. He's pretty jealous. But anyway, not getting into that. But do I think that do I think that faith, this is why I'm agreeing with you, Psych. Do I believe that faith in that can protect me? 100% I do. 100%. Do I believe in rosary beads or a crucifix or a Bible or any of that stuff? No, I don't believe any of those things can protect me because they don't have the power to protect me. All right. A Bible, you can shoot through a Bible with a 44. All right. And right into my chest. Right. Hollow point, saber shots go right through a crucifix and right into my chest. Right. So none of those things can protect me during an investigation. Well, they can protect you from being possessed. Who the hell's going to possess me? All right. Do I believe in possession? I think we've had this question earlier tonight. No, I do not believe in entity possession. I do not believe we have the ability to possess anybody. And that's a big thing in the paranormal. That's right up there with stage and Ouija boards and crystals and crystal balls and all that. It's a big. As a matter of fact, there used to be a television show. I don't remember the name of it. There used to be a television show where the spiritual guide for this team, this paranormal team, he got possessed every week. Every episode he got possessed. I was like, damn, you're awesome. He's dead now, I think. But yeah, he got possessed every freaking week. But can my faith protect me from possession? Yeah, absolutely it can. Can I go into an investigation and be possessed by a demon? Nope. I most certainly cannot. Well, you can't say that. Yes, I can. No power is greater in the world than the power that's greater than the power that is inside of me. My faith and my belief it trumps every demon out there. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That's one of the reasons why I send my team out if I have any inclination, I can't talk tonight, y'all. It's the breathing. I think that's that's what it is. But I don't have any. If I have any thought that it could be a demonic, my team knows they leave. I say the word and they're gone. Because I have faith in me, but I don't have faith in them because I can't have faith in them. All right. All I can go by is what they say to me. Their beliefs are. I can't go by their true hearts because I don't see that. Only God can see that. Them and God can see that. So I can't do that. But I do know that I'm good enough. Not good enough. That was bad worded. I do know that I'm able to face this. I have one team member. I'm not going to say who because he's still training. But I have one team member that I do now allow come in with me when I think there may be a demonic. And he's learning. And then I have another team member that's going to start soon learning that. Right. And then I have another one after that person that I think is going to be ready to start soon. So eventually I'll have my entire team ready to lead this team. All right. Seriously, between heart, breathing, and diabetes, I don't think I'm going to be here much longer. So I got to have somebody to do this. I don't want this to go because I did, right? But joking. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be around too much longer. Come on now. If I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have took a hell of a lot better care of myself. But yeah, I want my whole team to know everything, and that's where I'm going. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at as far as teaching them everything and showing them what to do. But anyway, Faith can help you. It is a good tool. Absolutely it is. Knowledge can help you. It's a good tool. Absolutely it is. But these items like your Bible, when people go in, I've seen people go into an investigation with the Bible, both hands, clenching sides of the Bible going in. Like it's a shield. I'm like, someone, a nutso comes through that back door with a 44 and blows your chest out. It's going to put a hole right through that Bible and rip your rib cage in half. Well, I'm not, this is the protection of the Lord. No, it's not. Your faith and your belief is the protection of the Lord, not that Bible, not that rosary, not that crucifix. So yeah, I don't believe in bringing all that stuff either. But I would never tell someone not to if it made them feel better, ever. I would never do that. Never scared. Love it. Dude, run. You're not talking about someone whose name starts with Zach Baggins. I may be. Yes, faith in God is our top priority as a team. 100%. No, it was those rotor guys. Oh yeah, that was who said "Dude, run." Was the rotor guys? That was on Ghost Hunters. But they do run on that other team too. Zach does, his team does. Was that Paranormal Experience? They do run too, the other way. We even went to an investigation, y'all, that they had been to, that they went with the camera crew and everything to film and make it part of their show. And they went in there, and the client said they were there for what, 10 minutes, I think. Is that what they said, John? Like 10 minutes, and they heard them throwing stuff in the van and the truck, and they were on two wheels going out of their driveway. They had a long, curvy driveway. They were on two wheels getting out of there. They were scared. We never saw anything that scared us. I think it was either wild boars or pissed off spirit. I don't know what it was that scared them, but it did. And they ran and never came back. They wouldn't return their calls. They wouldn't do anything. Yes, banana daiquiris are great. What is the difference between using versus holy water? I don't believe in using holy water as a protection either, John. Absolutely, I don't. Well, wait a minute, Johnny. You have used holy water. Absolutely, I have. 100%. I've used it all my life in the paranormal. I've used it. I couldn't tell you how many times I've used holy water and anointing oil. Am I using that as my faith, or as my tool, or as my protection? No, absolutely not. But you ask, how is it different using sage than holy water? Holy water is a symbolic. Holy water and anointing oil is marking. All right, it's marking that area or that person. I've used it on people before. It's marking. It's showing that person as the needed individual, that needs that. So yeah, holy water, still not using holy water as that protection, but as a tool. Absolutely. Just like the Bible and the crucifix. That's why I say I'll never tell anybody not to use it, because it is something that makes them feel better. Holy water is not for me to protect me. Holy water is not protect the client. Holy water is not to protect my individual or my team members. Holy water is to mark that area, to claim that area, if you will. All right. It's not protecting anything. Do I believe that if there's a demonic in this site that we're at, and I use holy water, that it's going to drive that demonic out of there? Hell no, I don't. 100% I don't. Do I think that if I anoint this room with oil in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, if I anoint this room, it's going to make them, drive them out? 100% it doesn't. Absolutely it does not. Holy water is not there to protect me. It's not there to drive anything out. It's not there to do anything except for mark that area, mark that person. All right. Remember, that's still Hollywood too. Whenever you see them shake the holy water bowl or the bell, and it sprays holy water on the demon or the little girl sitting in the bed that's turning her head around 360 degrees and spitting up pea soup. It starts frying her face whenever you sprinkle that. Blah, 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 blah. That's television. All right. It's not there to protect me. All right. It's not there to protect my client or my team, or it's not there to do this. It's there as a symbolic tool to show that this is what we're proclaiming, if you will. All right, but we're going to get into that when we break that down as well. Demonology is a whole different ball game. I tend to stay away from. That's a good, very good idea. If you're not used to it, it's not a good thing to do. There's one, so I remember Paranormal State is what, remember, it was a guy named Chip. Yeah, very good, Lynette. That's who I was talking about earlier, was Chip. He got possessed every episode. Yep, I don't deal with demons. I'm out. One word, necromancy. Hey, heard. I tried calling. I forgot it was Sunday. Hey, nerd. I tried calling. I forgot it was Sunday. It's okay. Is that who, that's who that was called earlier? Okay, I didn't know it was you. I got to get your name in this new phone or this old phone because it doesn't tell me every time he calls. That's my son, by the way. And every time he calls, I'm like, hey, and I'm like, hello, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, hey, buddy. I didn't know it was you. I got to get, and I don't remember phone numbers. I can barely remember to open my eyes when I wake up, much less a phone number. But yeah, that's who it was. Okay, I'll call you back. But that's their faith that they have, so let them. Absolutely, Sight. I 100%. I agree. I would never tell anybody not to do that, even a team member. You know, even if I don't do it, if I don't believe in carrying around rosary beads, but I have a team member that's Catholic and says this is what makes me feel better, this is what protects me, I'm never going to badmouth them for that. I'm never going to say no, you can't do that. I'm not going to say you can't have rosaries with you while we investigate. I would never do that. Like I said, I had an investigator have coffin nails and graveyard dirt in her pocket. I don't know why she had this in her pocket, but she did. It made her feel better, and that's all that counted. So I don't have a problem with that. When are you coming back to join the show, Corey? Yeah, that's a good question. He lives a long way, Katie. Oh, you're too sweet, Sight. All right. All right. I don't think there's anything I haven't covered. Phone apps. If it's a phone app, it doesn't work. I'm not going to go in depth in phone apps because that's just silly. Phone apps do not work. We will talk about some stuff that people use that can be useful as far as phones go, because the equipment that I first started out with when I first started investigating, everything I used to have is now in this phone. You know, so that's crazy. John and I were talking about that just the other day about how the technology has gotten crazy in the last few years. But I told him, I said, if you'd have told me when I first started out the stuff that I had, that I could have everything that I had then and more on one device, and I could Google questions and get answers on that same device, I'd have told you was crazy. If you'd have told me when I first started out that I could have a flashlight on my phone that I carried around with me, I would have told you crazy, because that didn't exist. But even the first cell phones that came out were in a briefcase. They were the size of a briefcase. They didn't, you know, so then they had the mobile units that were the size of bricks. So it's crazy, the technology. But yeah, I'm not going to go in depth on phone apps because that's just silly. You don't really understand. I mean, not really understand, but you don't really, there's not a whole bunch of stuff to go into on phone apps that isn't silly. Okay. I mean, you've got the ghost radar on phones now where you can turn it on and it does a little radar beep. And then as it goes by, to go boop, red, and then boop, red. And you say, okay, there's a ghost over there and there's a ghost behind me. You know? So yeah, that's silly. I'm not going to go into stuff like that. That's another take my money thing. But we will talk about, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm losing my breath. I'm losing my ability to talk. Let me catch up with y'all's comments just in case. Here, let me see. Friday after we watched the Venom movie, we need to do an investigation at my house. We had activities in last night. Okay. I don't know. I don't have any equipment, but I could probably go get some. I've always wanted to do what you do, just never got around to it. Do you allow guests to some investigations? Hello, Holly. We allow guests to investigations like CAPI camp and stuff like that, but no, we don't allow guests to on private investigations. On open investigations, we do, and we do have those some, and we'll have some coming up, I'm sure. But so just keep watching and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're on. And if anybody on right now that hasn't done so, please hit the like button. Yeah, subscribe, Holly, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're on. We're usually on every Sunday night at 9 p.m., but a lot of that's going to change. We're going to be doing some recorded YouTubes and a whole bunch of other stuff. So just make sure you hit the notification bell after you subscribe. And that way you'll know about when we do our open investigations. So, yeah. Okay, I got to go to TikTok before bed. Y'all have a great night. I'm going to get about camp. Okay, site. Have a good night. What about using things to enhance your own abilities? Medicines, smoking, certain things. No. Good night, so I cool, but sort of gimmicky tool to use is the Xbox Connect. Yeah. We actually use something that's kind of along those same lines, and that's lasers. So yeah, that can be a tool that can be used. We'll talk about that. Holly, contact John Bowen. You see under where you said I love to come out. Thanks. If it's in the same order, a lot of times it's not. But he put his contact information up there on his Facebook and everything. Contact him through there, and he'll get you set up for CAPI camp. All right, guys. I'm really excited about this series. It's something I'm very passionate about because I love to tell people the real stuff that actually does work and try to gear them away from the stupid stuff that doesn't work. Because I don't want them to spend their money on that crap, and I don't want them to continue to contaminate the paranormal field. That's why we do what we do. That's why we have CAPI camps. That's why we have this show. That's why we do events. That's why we do everything that we do. All right. The times that I've gone and spoken, that's why I do that. It's because of the real paranormal. We want to get the real paranormal out there and not this crap you see on television and movies and other teams and all that stuff. So, definitely try to, if you haven't already heard, CAPI camp is October 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's going to be at Payne Lake. Links are in the comments. Y'all hit those. Get up with John. He'll get you set up. Don't come because you don't have camping equipment, and don't come because you don't have money. We can help out with that stuff. All right. We're not in it for the money. We're in it for the fellowship, the fun, food, and fellowship, and promoting the real paranormal. So y'all please try to come out for that. All right. We love you guys so much. Remember, do me a huge favor. Sometimes this week, I don't care if it's a stranger, family member, or someone you meet on the street, make somebody smile, because that's what we need the most of right now is a bunch of smiles. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching another great show. We'll see you next Sunday, where we'll continue this talk about items not to use and items to use in the paranormal. Thank you. God bless, and have a paranormal week. Good night.